All right, today we're up here. This is our first interview, so please bear with us.
Right.
And we're at Sam Terry's farm. Sam, what's the name of you? Do you have a name for the farm?
Yes, I do. It's Follow Upon Him.
Okay. And how many head of cattle do you have here?
Approximately 90.
Okay. And you got help around here?
Oh yeah, we have lots of help. We got one over here hiding behind the camera.
Now, Sam, you used to be pretty good at laying a set of fish hooks down behind the high school. Do you think if we had a car with a good Chevy engine in it, you'd still be able to lay those fish hooks today?
As a matter of fact, I think there's one in the garage right there. It would do it, probably.
We have one of the old engines in there?
Nova in there, yes.
What size engines I have in it?
That's a 400.
Does it?
Small block Chevy.
Just
quite ready to run, though.
Hypothetical. Do you think if you had a good shot with Ted Whelden with no cops sitting on a side street, do you think you could take him up through Union Street again?
No problem. You wasn't riding with me, was you? You the one that run down the road scared,
I was in the car that got caught, yes.
That's right.
Yes, I was with Ted Whelden.
Don't go back into town, you said. They're looking for you. Yeah.
And Sam, did you ever skip school?
No, never.
Never skipped school, huh? Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Your children are right here.
Right.
You never took off and maybe went to Blossburg or something with a car for the day, or?
Blossburg, yeah.
Never got stopped by the cops over there? Okay. Did you ever get your windshield fixed where that cop hit your windshield?
Yeah. Yeah, it was quite a day.
Sam, do you have any thing to say to anybody in the class? Terry Twist or anybody, you know, anything you got, any message you want to spread on to anybody?
No, I can.
All right, well, hey.
You caught me off guard here.
That's all right, hey.
No advance warning or nothing?
That's okay. We're outside one of the hottest girls that used to be in our class, Debby Foust. She lives over here in Troy. We're going to check it out here. Steady she goes, baby. Debbie?
No, I am not coming out.
I'm selling Electrolux. There's no one else with me. Would you want to look at a sweeper? Your hair looks fine.
No, it don't.
You're still
with you.
This here, Lynne Whelden. You got a picture of this?
Lynne Whelden, I hit you in the mouth again.
Isn't she a sweetest looking girl? Huh?
It's Saturday.
She's still pretty hot looking after 25 years.
I am not coming to the reunion, you know.
Oh, no way, Deb. No, come on.
My son's getting married that day.
No way. The same day.
Yeah, the same day.
What? That's.
Lynne, go.
Hey, get up here and get a view of these feet here.
No.
Look at it. No corns or nothing.
Listen, I was just tanning this morning.
Was
Look
you?
at me, yeah.
You look. I'll tell you what. I don't know if I can get this wedding band.
Is this the same hairdo from '71?
It's pretty damn close there.
No.
Hey, since you're not going to be there, Deb.
Yes, I'm not going to be there.
I know you always had a crush on Larry Matthews. Do you have any?
No, I don't have a crush on Larry Matthews.
Is there any, you know, message or anything you want to send to anybody or say anything? There's nothing at all, huh?
Nothing at all.
Well, I just want you to know for your own personal information, I always thought you and Debbie Perry were the cutest girls in our in sixth grade.
Her boobs were bigger than mine.
Oh, yeah, they were. They were big. Do you do laundry on Saturdays? Or
Yes.
Do you? Okay, well, pretty good.
I don't believe this.
Now, you have nothing else. Do you have any stories you want to share with us about some of the girls in the class? Something that they did?
Nothing about the girls other than the trip that we did all the shoplifting in Towanda. And I think you did most of it, Roger.
Somehow we knew.
The women's underwear, was it?
Lynn, could you cut that section out? We don't need this to be getting out anywhere. Well, if you're going to be a snitch, we're going to have to cut this interview.
I don't believe this. I don't even have any makeup on.
I know. Is that what you look like at 4 o'clock in the morning?
This is what I look like at 4 o'clock.
I got to tell you, Deb, I wouldn't mind rolling over at 4 o'clock and seeing that face.
I don't believe this.
Do you own this train over here?
No, I don't own the train. Can you see how far I've gone in life? This is a low housing income. You know, what can I tell you?
Now we're down here on 514. We're just past a mailbox that said Rydell. We're going to check it out here. Probably should just chuck a quarter stick through the living room window. You'd think at one of these places we get asked to come in for lunch. Doesn't look like the fastest person in the 100-yard sprint is home today. Now Darrell works for Shopback. He could be in Spain or Venezuela today, so we're going to have to try and track him down another time. Saturday, April 27th. We're sitting in Leroy. This is the site of the old Leroy School, and our class has the honor of being the last class to have graduated a group from the country schools. Now I can't recall all of them that went down here, but it would have been Debbie Lepper, Dave Morse, Jim Tilson, to name a few. And I'm sorry if I eliminated anybody, but we'll track them down later. We're at Diane Chapel's, and what we have here is a coonhound with an attitude problem. She probably don't have her hair done. That seems to be the problem today. These girls are worried about doing their hair. Us guys are worried about just keeping our hair. It doesn't appear that she's here. I would like to show you out here though. I think in March '93 we had a heavy snowfall. There was a blizzard. And I'm told that that cover over that spa collapsed. Now Bill George was supposed to have been repairing that. Now you can see the remains out there of the repair job. He just threw some old 2x4s over the top of it with some Elmer's glue. We're outside Debbie Perry Coyle's home, outside East Canton. Let's see if we can. Picking up the garbage before we go in. I hear voices, so this should be good. Hope she has her hair done. We're picking up.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you looking for my mom? She's not home.
She's not?
No.
She's not hiding in here, is she?
Nope.
Because we're going to come in and search the house if she's in here.
She's not home.
This is Debbie's daughter. Yep. I don't know your name.
Barb.
Barb? Okay.
Yep. My daughter, Courtney.
You're going to have to fill in for your mom a little bit. Do you have any message you think your mom would like to have on film today? No? Did your mom have any favorite boyfriends in school that she speaks of from time to time? No? Oh, I guess Deb didn't like any guys in our class. We got that pretty much. We're at the Morway Farms, which I don't think there's any cows here on the estate anymore, but there sure are a lot of cars.
Somebody's asking. We're shooting for the 25th class reunion. We're looking for Dwayne.
Dwayne's not here, I take it.
No.
No? Well, you tell him Roger Tracey and Lynne Whelden stopped to see him.
Roger Tracey and
Yeah, Lynne Whelden.
Lynne Whelden.
Yep.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Okay, continue your...
Start over?
Yeah.
We're at the Morway Farms. Moors, Holstein. I don't even know what that last word is there, Lynn. There aren't any cows left here on the farm anymore, but there sure are a lot of engines and cars here. Now, Dwayne was one of the wildest guys in our class. A drinker, a racer, a hiller. And I think if we went up in that garage and slid those sliding doors open, inside there would be a 450 Honda. Candy apple red. One of the nicest Hondas was ever in this area. In fact, little secret, that Honda was the one that we used in our 20th reunion that went down the auditorium that night of the alumni. We're just outside the log home of Denny Burr, known to many of us as Trapper. Now, Denny's not home now. Denny's, well, he's sitting in the Bradford County Jail. Since our last class reunion, some information come out that allowed the Troy, Canton, and State Police to file some charges against Denny for flipping the moon and also climbing the Swayze Tower. Okay, we're approaching down the road past Lake Hill, and Bobby Best's property should be coming up here, box 716, and there's Bobby Best's place. I think we hear him sawing up some timber up there right now. We're running a little late today, so we're going to run on down this road and catch a couple other places before we knock off today at 5. We're now down in Grover, the headwaters of the Lycoming and Towanda Creek, and the home that we're scanning over right now is home of Steve Vermillier. Steve and Judy have lived here for quite a few years, and Steve's got 5, 10 kids. I'm not sure just what the total is here now. I think Steve should get a job working for Sire Power, I think. Steve's got a real nice place here in Grover. When we leave here, we're going to be showing you his trucking business that they have up the road. Steve, if you recall, played with a band quite a few years and musically inclined. He also has quite a temper, as Terry Twist and us can attest to the fact. If we remember being down to a 16th birthday party for Jim Tilson, and the time we slammed the hood on Steve's head, Steve probably recalls that real good. Now we're on the upper side of Roaring Branch, and we're peering down over the home of one of the wildest terrors in our class. No regard for property, I might add, as we're looking this estate over. Home of Terry Twist. Mr. Destruction. Mr. No regard for school property, public property. But yet, look at this nice estate we got here. I say we get out and start smashing this wooden fence, start poking holes through these windows around here. Terry would. I'm surprised there's no black marks on that concrete where he goes ripping out of here every morning at 500 miles an hour. Now Manly Preston owns this house through the bank. Terry just lives here. But it's a real nice place, and he's done a lot of work here. He's never had the class down for a pool party, but I see a pool party coming up maybe Memorial Day weekend here. We're up on some road outside between Roaring Branch and Ogdensburg. The name of the road is No Outlet Road. And Glenda Bryanton lives here, we're told. We're just going to be going in here. Now there's I understand that they rent the house out and they live in the barn, so we'll be going. We'll have to find out where she is here. Now you guys, you sleep right in here,
Yeah.
or where?
Right
Yeah.
here in sawdust.
Sawdust. Really comfortable.
This chick's all right. So at nighttime, you just kind of
Lay down. And
you just kind of bed down.
This is, we lay on it, or cover this up.
Do you really?
Too cold.
Okay.
And
Was there anything?
really comfortable.
Is there anything we could do for you folks? Are you making out okay then?
No, we're not making it for
We're not, well, we paid so much for the farm that we don't have a whole lot.
How about food and stuff? You doing okay on that?
Well, yeah, we have to butcher when we get hungry.
We don't even butcher anymore. We just come up and cut off steak, let it scab over, and go back up, you know.
We're out of,
Well, that's pretty bad. Is it true you took a picture off of John Hyde's wall? Wasn't there a fish hanging up on the wall?
You were there.
Oh, I don't think so, Glenda.
I don't think so. I didn't. No, I didn't. No, that's not true.
Okay.
You and I were supposed to steal that fish. We never did do that.
Is your sister allowed to go out of the house yet, or is she still
no.
confined?
No, she's
okay.
still confined.
Well, you tell her we send our best.
Okay, I will. I will. I'll talk to her Monday, maybe even tomorrow.
Good. Let's ask him a couple questions. Any comments?
I will.
Any comments?
I will laugh. I'll let you do it, Roger.
Hey, we're here interviewing Ernie Rout, the toughest, meanest junkyard dog in our class. Anything you would change in the last 25 years?
Anything I would change in the last 25 years?
And keep it down to 3 minutes.
I know what I
Keep
changed
it
in
under
the last
3 minutes.
25 years, bro.
Would you smell the roses or stomp on them?
Oh, I'd smell the roses. Yeah. Well, why would I want to stomp on a rose?
This guy here is the proud father of a state wrestling champ. And tonight, he stands a chance of being the arm wrestling championship for our class.
Well, that's probably what I'd change in the last 25 years.
I don't think anybody's going to challenge him tonight, Tracey.
You don't think so?
Not unless you do.
Unless you guys going to draw buys?
Get your old chicken wing out.
You want to get Billy, Bob?
No.
Billy. Just take it around, do some interviews. Huh? Do some interviews. You can do some interviews.
Lord, what can we say? Gary Tuning said it all.
Yes. Tuning said it all.
No, Stuart hasn't told me a whole lot about the class other than the fact a couple small little things that he did.
Such as?
What's her name? In the orange t-shirt? Is it Terry?
No, that's Tony.
Tony, there we go. The ink pen dripping. He shot his ink pen up on the ceiling and it landed on the lamp, and then it started dripping down and it dripped on her blouse. And Stuart has carried that for 25 years. He did get to apologize to her for that tonight. So, and she did accept his apology.
Hey, we understand that you made an apology to Tony Strong.
Yes, I did apologize. It took me 25 years to build up this courage to apologize for ruining her dress back in 7th grade. I won the race, but I really suffered. So
we're all so proud of you.
Hey, thank you very much. I do appreciate that.
Okay, Chuck. Now tell me that story again about killing that big gobbler up there on the ridge. You know, the one right out of town.
You want the true story or a little bit of stretching?
Oh, well, stretch it, baby, stretch it.
Okay, it was 4:30. Just got out of the car.
Just AM or PM for the Flatlanders that don't know anything about turkey hunting.
AM.
Oh, AM, all right.
PM, they're already gone.
Hey, take a swing over there and get a shot at Bill George's gut. Look at the size of that thing. I don't know, there's two of them there, folks. Now, would you call them boss gobblers, or what would they be classified as, Chuck?
Yeah.
Interview your wife.
It's turkey. We're working across the hedgerow.
What do you want me to say? Oh, how about, Roger, this is for you. You couldn't have won without me. Face it.
Last dance, last one, last dance. Come on, Wes, last dance. Come on, Mark, get out there. Come on, last dance.
They are, aren't they?
Him and Tracey.
Tracy.
They didn't want to arm wrestle.
Did Tracy leave? You better not have left.
Just sneak out.
Give it to Roger. You know, that's sad down there.
Where'd he go?
Roger.
Yeah.
Did he?
Now you can talk about it. Go ahead.
Well, we all know he's an asshole.
Oh my God.
Whoa. That's getting left on.
Jenny said.
Oh, man, I'm glad you're around. Let me on Beach Flash.
I've got a team, man. Yeah.
Did he say it, huh?
We're enjoying ourselves here.
Yeah.
What do they do with my coffee?
Clean up.
Coffee?
You know.
Coffee? Betsy, I don't think so.
Well, hey, you get my man, she might as well have
I don't want your man, I never did.
Whoa, now, let's not bring that up. Don't stop.
Who skipped school with you, Daddy?
That was Linda. That was you.
No, it wasn't me. Who skipped school with you, Daddy?
Oh, well, his birthday's over with. It's been over with for 2 hours.
Hey, Glenda.
What?
Who skipped school with Daddy?
I skipped school with Daddy.
innocent.
Which is like
Betty knows that.
going deer hunting with your brother.
We're just outside Karen Wesneski's home. We're going to be going to the door here to see if she's home here. Just a minute. Okay?
Yes.
Karen.
Yes.
Class of 71.
Yes.
Could you come out
Roger
for...
Tracey.
Yes, it is. Very good.
Right here. I'm just getting ready to do it.
You thought we were from Publishers Clearinghouse, didn't you?
Can I go comb my hair first?
Shall we let her go comb her hair? Shall we catch her?
I don't care what you say.
There you have it. They're just like they used to be. They got to fix their hair first before they'll come out. Do you have any comments or any stories that you want to pass on that you can think of right offhand? Anything that you remember at all that...
Class of 71? You were always getting in trouble.
Now, don't be bringing up me and Lynne here. We're exempt
Lynne
from
was
any.
a good example.
Was he?
You weren't.
Yes, he was. Yes.
Bill George was always getting in trouble.
Yeah, Bill George is a character. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Let's see, who else?
Should we take our shoes off?
No.
Okay, we're okay. All right. Are you at Edgewoods anymore?
No, I haven't been there for 2 years.
Okay.
I work up in Ingersoll right now.
Oh, okay.
In the cafeteria.
Okay, all right. Well, then you wouldn't mind fixing our supper that night for the banquet, would you?
Nope. I run the catering business up there in the cafeteria.
Okay.
I own cake decorating on the side.
All right.
And right now I'm off to a benefit for my daughter's husband.
All right.
Car accidents.
Now, how many children do you have?
2.
Okay. And what ages are they?
Tammy's 22 and Terry will be 25 in May.
Holy cow! 25.
And I have 3 grandchildren.
You're a grandma.
Yes.
Hey, how about that?
Yes, I have 3 good-looking grandchildren. I don't know where they get their looks from.
All right, Lynne, anything else you want to add on here?
He's having fun doing that.
Yeah, he is.
I'm just the cameraman.
Yeah, right. No, life's treating me good.
All right, and you're coming to the party?
What party? Oh, that was on that letter.
Yes. Now you've got to get your money in to Janet Driscoll now.
Oh, we got to go to that supper too, don't we?
Well, you don't have to. No, you don't. You can come later and hear Jerry talk, but you don't have to go to the banquet now. We prefer you just show up down to Ralston.
I forgot all about it because everything's been so chaotic here.
How about any thoughts about just 25 years? You know, like
we've gotten older, more wrinkles, gray hair.
Well, at least you recognized us when we got here. That's good.
I recognize
Unlike
you right
Stuart
away.
Rockwell, that wouldn't know us. Yeah.
Stuart didn't recognize you?
I saw him 3 years ago.
There was one that got in a lot of trouble. Oh, let's see, 25 years. I wished I would have known 25 years ago what I know today. Would have been on top of the world.
Did you have a favorite teacher, or is there anybody in the class you had a crush on that you'd like to say a special message to?
No. I know who comes to mind, but no. Yeah, I had a favorite teacher, Mr. Schaefer.
Did you? Okay.
He had a lot of values, a lot of input, I think, in my life.
Mm-hmm. I know he did in mine too, but it was usually on the end. He was usually on the end of that 5-foot stick they beat us with. Yeah.
But no, life's been good.
Okay.
Yes. A little roughy there sometimes. Cut that off.
think I'll take a moment, celebrate my age, the ending of an era and the turning of a page. Now it's time to focus in on where I go from here. Lord, have mercy on my next 30 years. In my next 30 years, I'm gonna have some fun. Try to forget about all the crazy things I've done. Maybe now I've conquered all my adolescent fears, and I'll do it better in my next 30 years. My next 30 years, I'm gonna settle all the scores, cry a little less, laugh a little more, find a world of happiness without the hate and fear, figure out just what I'm doing here in my next 30 years. Here we go. All right. For my next 30 years, I'm gonna watch my weight, eat a few more salads and not stay up so late, drink a little lemonade and not so many beers. Maybe I'll remember my next 30 years. My next 30 years will be the best years of my life. Raise a little family and hang out with my wife. Spend precious moments with the ones that I hold dear. Make up for lost time here in my next 30 years. In my next 30 years.
Hi, I'm Stuart Rockwell. Yeah, me. Yeah, you know, Brian's twin brother. And I currently live in Williamsport, and I just moved to Williamsport in 1991. For the past 20 years prior to that, I was in the Air Force. And I was with several tours. I had my first assignment was to Cheyenne, Wyoming, where I worked on ballistic missile systems. Then I had a tour to Thailand, a one-year tour to Thailand, with a tour to South Carolina, back to Spokane, Washington, where I met my wife, and we got married, and I had my son there. My son's name is Martin, named after my grandfather. And then we went over to the Philippines for a 3-year tour. My wife was pregnant over there, nothing else to do. So my daughter Stacy was born over in the Philippines, and we returned to the Philippines in 1984 and moved to Minot, North Dakota, when at the time John and Marilyn Terry were there. We got to meet them, but they soon left after we got there. And then in 1989, I had an assignment back down to Francis E. Warren Air Force Base in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And at that time, I decided it was time to hang up my boots and retired from the Air Force as an aircraft mechanic. I came back to Williamsport hoping to retire, but the honey-do list was too long for me to stay home 7-8 hours a day, so I decided to go to school and work toward my associate's degree in aviation technology And I received my airframe and power plant license as a result of my associate's degree in aviation. So I am a licensed aircraft mechanic at this time.
72, I went to Germany to be with my husband for 9 months, and that was quite an experience. And then I come back, and I kept on having several different jobs, factory jobs, and quitting and did a variety. And I got one of my first kids 6 years after I graduated. I had my first child, a boy. 6 years later, I had a girl. So I have 2 kids. I was married for 29 years and just recently became single. So see the smile.
Hi, I'm Janet Driscoll Preston, and this is my school right here I'm standing in front of. I teach 3rd grade at Canton Elementary School, and I have 3 sons, and I brought pictures. There's Dan, Lee, Jay, and I at Christmas this year. Dan is graduating from Penn State, Lee is at Bloomsburg, and Jay's still in high school. And this is a picture of Dominic and I. I was teaching kindergarten in Whelden School District for a while, and then we moved back to Canton. And I raised my 3 children and started nursery school. And eventually I started teaching out here and enjoying life right now.
Charlie Meade, class of 91.
Let's try it again.
We got class of 71. I ain't used to this shit. Well, I've been married once to the same woman. I worked in Blossburg since, in Foundry since, I think it was 74. I had two kids, Tracey and Brian. They both live in the Canton area, both married. Oh, what's your next question? Okay. I came down with diabetes in 79, and my kidneys went, and I had a transplant. My sister was the donor, and one of the main reasons I wanted to do this is I didn't thank everybody enough in the area for what they did for myself and my family. All the generosity and the calls and the cards, and it was special. And you don't ever have time to thank everybody the way they should have been thanked. But everything's fine now. Gaining a lot of weight and losing a lot of hair, just like everybody else, probably.
Well, I was on a farm for a couple of years after graduating, and then I went into construction for about 2 or 3 years, and got married, first time. Had 2 sons by her. Then that lasted for a while, and then it didn't, and moved down to Williamsport, got remarried, and had 2 more children. So I've got 4, ranging from age 26 to 16. Grandfather now, have been for a couple of years, and I became a police officer, was a cop for 20 years, and hung that up, and went to work at Textron, and head of security now at Textron. Just looking forward to retirement now.
I got married in November of '71. I had my first son in '72, my second son in '74. I was mostly home for a while, raising the boys, and then I worked at our house restaurant for about almost 10 years. And then I went to work in the cafeteria, and I've been there. And right now I'm in the cafeteria and work as custodian at nights as a sub, and I do a little catering. And I have 2 grandsons, one's in 3rd grade and one's 3 years old.
Track, we went down to, I believe it was districts, and There was only, I think, 11 of us went down, and we took first down there with 11 people. Football was good and bad. I broke my back in sophomore year. Played 2 more years though, but that was fun. That was different. And we had plays, enjoyed them immensely. And just the camaraderie. It was fun.
Always got in trouble for laughing, and believe it or not, I get trouble for laughing. It's just the timing of everything.
I have no memory. My ginkgo biloba didn't kick in until recently, but I really don't remember a lot of things until people start talking about them, and then I kind of faintly remember some things. Brian Rockwell was mentioning the other day about home and family living, what we learned in home and family living. I said, what did we learn? He says, the only thing I can remember is the 5 C's to buying a diamond. And that's not going to help me at all. But maybe some of the rest of you will refresh my memory this meeting. So,
Tell me what the 5 C's are.
5 C's, okay. Cut, clarity, color. Help me out.
Well, one of the best things I remember is my participation in the play Oklahoma. My role in Oklahoma was one of the cowboys that played off Roger Rockwell, who was a Curly, or one of the lead singer with Bev Harmon.
Really, the good memory was graduating, and the bad memory was also graduating, because we really haven't kept track with too many. There's a lot of people we haven't lost track with. A lot of people in the grade school in Ring Branch I've lost track of. Peggy Day, I haven't seen her. Of course, Danny Richards, he's out of the area, and Sheila McAway, and I didn't even recognize her at the last. Sorry, Sheila.
Graduating night, they were saying our name before we got our diploma. Rick Johnson was sitting beside me, and they called his name. And he started to get out of his chair, and he sat back down real quick. And then he started to get out of his chair again, and he sat back down quick. And I'm looking to find out why he ain't getting out of his chair. They already announced his name. He had a rat-tail comb. It got caught in the back of the chair, and he kept snapping every time he went to get up.
I just remember I went to junior prom with Randy Vanderpool, and I went to the senior ball with Kevin Kelly. It was no boyfriend, girlfriend, anything. They needed a date, I needed a date. And, you know, it wasn't, I don't remember any good, really wonderful times. Not like the balls now that I've gone to with the kids. But they were all right. Nothing exciting, sorry guys.
I was the king for the ball, and one of the best memories that I have of that is my parents came to chaperone, and watching them dance on the floor was quite an experience. They made us look like we didn't know nothing. They were true ballroom dancers, and until that time I didn't know it.
My junior prom, I took Nancy Mockberg, and we had a real good time. I had her home by 10.
Of course, I took my fiance with me, and you know, it wasn't nothing special. Just getting dressed up and dolled up, and you know, I can't remember anything being special.
I took my wife, girlfriend at the time. I guess we had a good time. Nothing special. Oop, that's in trouble.
Yes, I went to the junior prom, a couple of them. I dated Russell Holland, and I think I went to the prom with him. Of course, David and I went to the prom together. I was at the senior ball. Brian Rockwell was my escort, and he and I have been in touch this year more than we hadn't for a long time. My senior ball king is Brian Rockwell.
I'd like to talk about the homecoming.
Okay, go ahead.
I was engaged. And I wanted Roger Tracey to be my escort, you know. And so I told them that the class, my fiance at the time, which I married the guy, I told him that the class picked out my escort. I had nothing to do with it. And here I picked out Roger to be my escort, and we were dancing. And he was standing, my fiance at the time, was just sitting there because we had to dance, you know, with our escort that night. And Roger said, he's looking at me, he's looking at me. I said, don't look back, you know, paste a little something with you. I said, don't even look at him. And I said, don't smile, don't look like we're having fun.
I didn't like graduation night. That was bad because we all separated and went our different ways.
Getting kicked out of class from Whelden's class every time. And one time I got kicked out of history class for Mr. Schaefer's class, but I got back in if I behaved. But I still, to this point, I do not understand that me and Debbie were both laughing, me and Debbie were both Whelden. We're talking. I'm the only one who got kicked out of class for the rest of the year.
The least memorable moment I have in my life back then is the fact that I almost did not graduate due to the fact that I had something against Mr. Oh, the old man. The history teacher we had in 12th grade, Merrill. Ever since I was in 6th grade, we had an incident where he accused me of doing something and I didn't do it, and I hated that man for it with passion, and when I had him, I just didn't want to pay attention to him. So it was, I took the final test, he failed me, I didn't think I failed. I ended up having to take a weeks-long course after I failed the test to retake the test, and I eventually did pass it. But it's funny how I can fail the test the first time to get a 98 on it the second time, so I've really held a grudge against him for that. So to me, that is the worst part of class.
Mr. Merrill you're talking about?
Yeah, Mr. Merrill, the bald-headed fart. That's what Frank Weinberger did. When we had the old school out here, we were sitting out after wrestling practice, Mr. Merrill drove by, and Frank Weinberger said, bald-headed fart, and Frank took off. Well, here I am sitting here, and he thought I said it. And he knew me. He knew my dad. And one thing led to another, and since that day, I said, I hope I never get him. You know, you hear these bad things about Jake Schaefer, you hope you never had him. First class you have him, hey, he's not that bad. Even though I got spanked once. But a lot of nice days out there. Remember when you used to catch you looking outside? Yeah. Is it nice out there? Nice day, isn't it? Sure is. And then you had Mr. Darrow, could chew gum while you stuck it on your nose.
Do you remember anything about the Towanda troop?
I didn't steal nothing. I want everybody to know that. And me and Glenda, we did talk about it, and our decision on the senior trip was not, and maybe we would look guilty because we didn't go, because I think the ones that stole something wasn't supposed to go. But we made a decision that if they're going to steal in Towanda, what are they going to rip off in New York City? And if you're with somebody, you know, you're going to jail too with them, you know what I mean? And I made a decision that I don't mind having fun, but when it comes to stealing, I don't allow that. I never allowed that, and I didn't go to the senior trip because I stole something. I just made a decision I didn't want no part of that.
I had to go down with John Hyde to take all the merchandise back that was stolen on the Towanda trip. That wasn't fun. I didn't take nothing, but I got elected to do it. There was a couple other of us, I think there was 4 of us went down and returned the stuff. We went into the jewelry store down there with a watch that had to be returned, and the jeweler absolutely refused to take it back, said it couldn't have been stolen from there. But the guy told me personally that he took it out of there, so we returned everything we could.
My 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Golden, who would always cover her face when she wrote on a chalkboard because she was allergic to dust. And we always had these inspections with our fingernails. And don't ever write on your hand with the eraser because she'll come back and pull your hair. You know, you're trying to add up something with the eraser, and that's why I have no hair. It happened to me. Schooling is very important. It's a shame that I waited 20 years to continue my education to the point that I got a degree. But I was just too busy, too occupied with other things. It's important now with my children gone, I feel that they should have continued their education immediately after their high school education because they thought, I'll do it later. It's always later. It's always later. Do it right away.
I figured everybody's got to make their own mistakes. I made my own mistakes, and I just say, just be sure of yourself and enjoy life, and you know, it's no big, tragic thing. I just feel you learn by your mistakes and you grow by them.
My son Lee kind of follows me as far as what he's like. He lives every day like it's his last, I believe. And I think that if I had to do it over again, I probably would not feel as uncomfortable doing things and just go out and do them and not worry. Because I think that the life is too short and you just have to do everything you possibly can. One
thing I've learned, everybody says they don't want to live in a small town, there's nothing to do. Well, I've learned that there's more to do in a small town than there is in a bigger city. There's things going on all the time in a small town. They make their own fun. They get together. Where in the larger towns, you're just another person going down the street. It means nothing. Some people might like that. I just don't happen to do that.
Take your schooling a lot more serious than you can. You know, time to goof off, and it's time to not to goof off. And might have been too much goofing off back then.
I live each day like it might be my last, so it's like a fulfilling day. My goal is in life to have fun, no matter what we're doing, whether I'm working or whether I'm supporting some kind of organization, is to have fun while we're doing it. And I know when we get older, there's less we're going to be able to do. So do it now, and so you've been there, done that, and let the younger ones do it when we get old enough.
Wyoming's a nice place to be from. You know what their state tree is? Telephone pole. You know how to keep a fish from smelling? Cut his nose off. If 7-Eleven's open 24 hours, why do they have locks on the doors? Wisdom. I don't feel like it's been 30 years. I still feel like I just graduated maybe 5 years ago. It just depends on what you do with your life afterwards. You keep yourself busy, keep yourself on the time schedule, and you do repetitive, and you stay active.
Seemed like it'd been 10, really. Years fly by. Of course. When you're younger, everybody told you that they would, but you wouldn't believe it. Now you're getting older. Years are flying by. Heck, I got a grandkid going on 3 years old and one on the way, so, and they'll be gone. Grew up and playing Little League before you know it, so time flies.
I don't feel like I'm 48 for number one. Sometimes I do after I get done working, but no, the time, like Chuck said, you get at age 21, they say your time flies, and it has. At first, when I was raising the boys, I thought I was never going to get them raised, and now I just can't believe they're all grown, and I've got grandsons, and they're growing up fast, and working in the school, I can't believe all the kids that just go passing by, and time does go flying by.
The terrible T's, Twist, Tracey, Tillotson, Terry, Sam. Oh heck. We was the C-section, so we were the low life of the place, but almost. Wait a minute, I didn't mean that.
I don't know if I could get through school without old Denny Burr. He was in all my classes. He sat behind me. And I got him in so much trouble because at that time girls didn't do anything wrong, boys didn't do nothing right. And I always blamed him, and the teacher always took my side. And I don't know, I was always proud of our class because we were always so together. There was no, I didn't feel there was any clickiness like the class before us and the class after us. And I was always so thankful that I graduated with our class and not the other classes.
But then I always had my crushes, you know, cheerleaders and everybody else, you know, and Sheila McElwain and, you know, all the other ones. And
Debby Foust and I have been friends since we've been in 6th grade. We're between 6th and 7th grade we met, and we still talk every day. We do things together. I run around with Sheila, Jeannie Apker, Roxy and Connie Willits. I'm just trying to think. Remember Sue I don't know, Ann, Avery, Thompson, Kelly, whatever. Sue and Jackie, and I don't know, I just run around with all kinds of people.
Benny, Beverly, Peggy, Mike Lyon. There was one class, I mean, they put us together and they kept us together, which was a shame because we were always with the same people. We didn't get a chance to get to know a lot of the others very well. But being in a class of about 20 boys and 5 girls, we were tormented all the time.
I would say that we had a really good class. I think that we were probably the closest class to come through in a long time. I've heard many people in the Canton area say that. Last year, I think, or the year before, there was another class that rivaled us, they said, and we were very close. We had a lot of parties. They were good, clean fun. Nobody got drunk. We just had a good time and conducted ourselves the way we were supposed to.
I want to say that this is my first time I worked with the committee with alumni, and I've had a lot of fun with it. We worked hard. I worked hard. But anyway, I've had fun, and I hope I can do it again. I just had the opportunity to have the time and to do things, and I love organizing different events. And it's just getting to know everybody. And I hope this weekend that we do know everybody a little bit better and make everybody feel special, because everybody is. We all have something in common. We all graduated at the same year in the same school. And when we got our diplomas that night, no one knew where we were going to be, you know, in 30 years, 10 years, 5 years. And I really feel bad for the ones that are deceased, because, you know, we're going to miss them, you know, and they're still with us in some ways. But like I said, it's just that let's have a good time while we're here and while we have our health, because it might be a time we won't have that. And we could just live with memories. And there are a lot you can have.
Come on, people now, smile, brother, everybody get together.